take a week off, and this is what happens. Should we try that again?
Yeah, let's.
I mean, this is going to be on YouTube, so. It just goes directly up.
And the mouse isn't working now.
No, it's there. Oh.
No, it's not.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Hey!
Ooh, what's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Claroos.
We get Nerdy Nightly.
And we thought we'd share it with you.
That is right. Welcome back to another week of the Nightly Morning Show. I was sick last week, and so we couldn't do the show, and now we don't know how to do it anymore, apparently.
Yeah. We've forgotten how to be YouTubers, I guess. Hi, chat. How's everybody doing this morning?
Welcome to the morning show, where I ask the question, Claroos, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're tired. We actually
Yeah.
spent some time in the sun yesterday.
Yeah, we don't go outside very often.
Yeah, like at all. But we were out for like a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
Each had like a drink.
Yeah.
I think I had 2 drinks, but like, yeah. Woke up today and we're like, everything hurts.
Yeah, and it's not even sunburn. Like, I actually don't feel like I burned, but I just am like...
No, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just being out in the sun after like not being in the sun for a year.
Good morning. I just want to say good morning to Rebel, our incredible mod, Rhiannon, Kate's welcome, and not my real name. I don't know what your real name is, but thanks for being here. It's wild. It's starting to feel like summer. We're starting to get outside, which is awesome. But, last year I feel like we didn't have much of a summer. We didn't go outside all that often.
No.
So it's been like a year and a half since we've like seen the sun. Since we were in the Bahamas.
Yeah, since we've seen real sun.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hello,
Morning models.
Hi.
Good morning, everybody. Let's jump right into the news this morning.
Yeah, we got some stuff, so let's talk about it.
Y'all, today we're gonna be starting with Pride. For those of you who don't know,
Happy Pride.
Injustice. For those of you who don't know, Pride has become the month of June. Pride is a celebration of the LGBTQIA+ community that sort of started after the Stonewall riots at the Stonewall Pub in New York City, an incredible bar. If you ever get a chance to go there in New York, it really is a historic place. It's a worthwhile place to spend a day, and then a very fun place to spend a night. But Pride has become this yearly celebration in the month of June of all things homosexual. And so and others, obviously, the entire Rainbow Mafia. But
Never heard that before.
The Rainbow Mafia?
I love it.
How are you on TikTok and you have never heard the Rainbow Mafia?
I don't know. I've never
Really?
heard it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I'm actually kind of surprised.
Yeah.
I love the term. I think it's great.
I think it's great.
But in recent years, what this has become is that June is a month where companies make all of their logos rainbows, and they pretend that they like gay people.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is that every year there's a story. There's a story of a company that does it wrong, and this one is one of the best.
Yeah. I didn't know about this game beforehand.
You never heard of Injustice?
No, like
Oh, wow.
I was not really familiar with it at all until you told me about the story, and it's like.
So Injustice is the mobile version of the DC Comics fighter game, in the same style as like a Tekken or a Street Fighter. It's the console version is really great. I actually really liked Injustice 2. I thought it was really solid. The storyline of those games is really incredible. It's an alternate universe DC that is really just the story is actually the best part of it, and the comics series that came out of it is really, really solid and worth reading. But there is a mobile version, and much like all mobile games, eventually your player base starts to dwindle and people aren't coming back as often, and so you have to come up with events, reasons to come back. And Injustice's event this weekend was, in order to celebrate Pride, if the community can collectively beat up Poison Ivy enough times, we will give you all free stuff. The problem is, Poison Ivy is like a famously bisexual character.
She's iconic.
Uh,
She is Like LGBT icon. Like
Truly. Truly. Not so much the Uma Thurman version from the movie, but the comics version is, and the version from the Harley Quinn cartoon recently.
Yeah, for sure.
Very, very beloved in the LGBT community. And so people saw it as tone deaf.
Yeah?
That the company wanted you to just beat her up a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to celebrate Pride by beating up people who belong under that umbrella.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, you could have chosen so many other characters. So many other. Like, you have...
Or not. Or you could have not made it about Pride. There is nothing in a fighting game that should be about Pride. And this is the problem with Pride, right? It's gotten to this point where people are like, well, God, you know, we gotta cater to the gays, so let's make a fighting game event about being gay. And it's like, that's not what people want.
No.
They just want rights.
No, just stop. Just stop.
They just want to not be like nobody really cares about this event. Nobody would have cared about this event if it weren't so tone deaf that it's like funny.
Yeah, it would have just been another thing where you're like, okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm,
But the fact that it's so stupid, like nobody thought this through. Like who?
There's multiple people who work at these companies.
I know.
There's a lot of this is not a small company. This is
No.
DC. This is Warner Brothers.
Like the number of people who had to say yes to this project is stupid.
Y'all, what if we just have our players beat up a bi woman to celebrate Pride? It's so everything about that sentence is so insane.
Yeah. Well done, DC.
And there was a point where they're like, they put out a tweet that sparked a lot of backlash. And the tweet was like, "Congratulations, you've beat up Poison Ivy 225,000 times." People were like, "Jesus Christ, this is awful."
Yeah.
I should give them the credit where it's due and read their apology, right? Like we should acknowledge.
Yeah, let's be fair.
They have apologized, which I think they had to because Jesus Christ.
What the hell?
Let's pull this up here. They put out a tweet that read, I don't know if it's gonna open.
Well, yeah, I agree with Rebel.
What did Rebel say?
I can't believe nobody saw how bad of an idea that was.
I'm genuinely shocked.
Yeah.
Right? Genuinely shocked. We recognize associating our latest global challenge with Pride was insensitive and inappropriate. Real life violence against LGBTQIA+ community and women within that community in particular is all too common, and we should actively engage in efforts to end LGBTQIA+ violence, not normalize it. We apologize to the greater community, but especially LGBTQIA+ members. We are committed to listening and doing better. I mean, at least you're committed to doing better. You know? At least.
I guess. But, anything is better than that. Literally anything.
Yeah.
That's just not reassuring, really.
Here's the truth, though. In some ways, it's not funny, right? Because, really, what they're saying here, there is an actual issue of, violence against these creators.
Yeah.
And not just creators, sorry, against these people.
Yeah.
And members of the community. Sorry, but what's so it's just funny to me because it's so, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's so far beyond, oh, yeah, we shouldn't have done that. No,
it's what the hell were you thinking?
Yeah.
It goes that far.
Mm-hmm. It really does. You have to be so willfully ignorant of the state of the world right now.
Yeah.
And especially Pride.
Yeah.
Pride started with violence against trans women.
Yeah.
If you really want to know why we celebrate Pride, it is because of the actions of trans creators of I keep saying the word creator. I'm spending too much time on Twitch. Mostly trans women of color who started Pride by throwing bricks at Stonewall. Mm-hmm. Despite what that Stonewall movie that was horribly whitewashed will tell you. It started with violence against people within this community. And celebrating it with violence, it's so
It's such
tone
a
deaf.
bad idea.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
It's too, and if it was a small company with one creator and they were just a straight person doing their best, I would almost be I'm glad you apologized, do some research, do better.
Yeah.
But this is a huge company.
But it's DC.
It's such a, it's a massive corporation.
Like, I would like the name of every person who said yes to this project.
Literally. This is when people say, like, representation matters, and people are like, oh, God, why do you, like, need to have people involved? Like, who cares who's involved behind the camera? This is why it matters. This doesn't happen if one gay person is in the room.
Yeah.
I promise
they're like,
you.
No, this is a horrible idea.
Yeah. Hell, this probably wouldn't have happened if there was a woman in the room.
Yeah, truly. Yeah, I can't. Anyways, hello, Dagon. Welcome on in.
Should we move on to our next story?
Yeah. I think we've pretty much covered all of that.
What else is there to say about that?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. This one's fun. Space. Bezos is going there.
Bye.
Bye.
Have fun. Don't come back.
That is right. Jeff Bezos, the longtime CEO of Amazon, is going to no longer be the CEO of Amazon, starting July 6th. And on July 20th, he will be launching into space with New Shepard.
That means we can't say we work for Daddy Bezos anymore.
We do not work for Daddy Bezos anymore when we are Twitch streaming. Unfortunately, we now work for Daddy Jassy.
I like that better. Daddy Jassy.
Yeah, Andy Jassy will be taking over as CEO of Amazon on July 6th. So
Okay.
for all you Twitch streamers out there, say hello to your new daddy, Daddy Jassy.
Daddy Jassy.
Why did we start calling him Daddy Bezos?
I don't know. I literally don't know. That should be the title of the video. Daddy Jassy.
Daddy Jazzy. Jeff Bezos is the head of this company, Blue Origin. He owns it. That is taking him into space. He has said in a video about this, I want to go on this flight because it is the thing I've wanted to do all my life. It is an adventure. It is a big deal to me. He is going up with his brother, and they are auctioning off the other seats on this space flight. And so those proceeds are going to go to Club for the Future, which encourages investment in STEM education and careers. So I'm glad, like, if they're going to do this, I'm glad they are using an opportunity to make a lot of money for a charity that will hopefully encourage a lot of people into STEM careers. We need really good STEM careers.
Yeah, that's really good, actually.
You know, and we'd love to see more women and more queer folk in those STEM careers as well. So I'm glad they're raising that money. As of 2 hours after the post, the high bid to go... That's fun. The high bid to go into space with Amazon, will be former Amazon CEO and his brother, was $2.8 million.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, I honestly it's gonna go for more.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That was 2 hours after the post.
Yeah, like, there's no way it does not, like, I don't know. I'm gonna say you're gonna get, my guess is people will pay a couple $100 million for that.
$100 million? Maybe.
If I like, this is literally a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like, this is like, to be, I don't know. I think that this is gonna raise a lot of money.
I didn't expect that. I wasn't thinking $100 million. I thought it would end up in the like $30 to $40 million range.
I mean, I don't know.
You're probably right. Like,
maybe I'm just overestimating how much money people actually have.
This is going to be one of the first real like commercial space flights, and so there's probably, I mean, like, look, there are people who are willing to spend that kind of money just to have their name be on the list of people on, you know,
like a hospital.
Well, but no, the name to go down in history, right? Your name's going to go down in history as one of the first people to take a commercial space flight.
That's
like,
true.
that was...
You will be remembered forever. You don't have to do anything else with your life. You just have to spend that money and
honestly, it might be tax deductible.
Because it's going to, like...
Because it's going to a charity. Like, there's a legitimate... there is a chance that, like, some billionaire... I would love if it was Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I could see that.
And it was just two very awkward men in space together.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't know exactly how many billionaires there are, or people who have, like hundreds of millions.
More than you would think.
Well, that's the thing.
Like, legitimately more than you would think. It's kind of weird.
Like, there's probably some prince halfway across the world who's like, $100 million? Yes.
I mean, a Saudi prince, 100%.
Like, I don't know. I think that, I don't know. I can see it. Like, I can see one of those tickets being sold for just an outrageous price.
I mean, look, let's be honest. This kind of commercial spaceflight is 100% ego-driven.
Sure.
Like, there's no reason to do this, right?
Yeah.
And so if you're gonna do it, if at least raise a few $100 million for charity to help real people and not these like rich fake people.
Yeah, you know, I'm like kind of like hopeful. I'm like, hey, I hope that it's a crap ton of money that goes towards
I agree
this
with that.
good cause. So I'm on the optimistic side.
You know what? That's fair. Like, be on the optimistic side.
What?
It's Amazon. I know that like we stream on Amazon and like that's complicated, but like it's still Amazon.
I know.
He's not. Well, it's not Amazon, right? It's something else. Amazon is like not a part of this.
I know.
Kushal is offering $50 million and a tiger to go.
50 million and a tiger. Perfect. I'll take it.
You know what? If you send us that $50 million, Kushal, I will get you on that space flight. Promise. 100%. I won't disappear with that money.
You'll never see me again.
Would you go to space?
Would I go to space?
Yeah.
Not right now. No.
No. Not at all?
Not right now. I don't, like, we've had a handful of space flights, and how many of them have gone wrong?
Most?
Yeah.
The majority?
Enough of them have...
No, not the majority. I think the majority have been successful.
Not the majority. But enough of them have gone wrong that I'm like, no, I'll wait. I'll wait. You can do that, and I will, think
So you're
about
saying
it.
there would be a point in the future where you would do it?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, wow.
Probably.
I wish you luck.
You're like, absolutely not?
Nah.
Never?
No. Here's the thing. I will go to space in my lifetime if Earth is dying and we have to get off the rock. And then, you know what? I'll get on that. But you know what? I probably won't survive to that point. Like, if the Earth is that bad off, I am not that hardy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're soft.
Yeah, like, if the internet gets turned off, I'll probably just waste away at that point. If there aren't, like, new Marvel movies and new video games coming out, I'm probably fine.
Just stare at the blank screens.
Yeah.
Wishing that of what could
I don't
have
even
been.
know what I would really do if they unplugged Disney Plus at this point.
Truly.
Like, I really live for... This week, we're getting the double. Like, we're getting Wednesday with Loki and Bad Batch on Friday. Like, that's what I look forward to in my week.
Yeah.
My life is so sad. I just want a second vaccine dose so I can go to a bar.
Yeah. We have small wishes.
Ooh.
Small wishes. Small dreams.
Yeah. No, I don't want to go to space. I have no desire. I think, like, people who want to go to space are all crazy people to me. And crazy in, like, the most lovely, incredible, you're inspiring, and you are willing to do things I won't do. But space is a nightmare hellhole where everything is bad and not wants you to die, but will kill you.
That's not true. Have you watched Star Trek? There's some lovely people out there. I'm just saying.
You know Star Trek is not a documentary, right?
Yes, I know.
Space is a vacuum that wants to suck your insides and make them your outsides.
Sure.
I'm not going there.
Always the optimist there.
I'm not going to space.
Okay.
And you know what?
You heard it
no
here.
No one's asking me to.
You heard it here. Never going to space.
No, I'm good. I'm so good, y'all. I really don't need to.
Okay.
I'm perfectly fine never going to space.
All right.
Like,
I think it'd be cool.
I don't.
But I'm not like, yeah, I really want to go to space. I'm just kind of like, yeah, that would be dope.
Especially like this kind of space though, where you're like briefly in space.
And you're like, oh cool, look, and we're going back down.
Yeah, and we're in space now, and look at it, and yep, not in space anymore. Cool. I hope it was worth it.
Is the line of like the ozone layer the line between like space and like Earth?
This is actually a fun thing. No, there is no end to Earth, and there's no beginning of space.
So technically, if you're flying in a plane, you're flying in space.
Technically, you're standing in space right now.
What?
Whoa! Are we sure we didn't do edibles before this stream?
I'm sure.
No, like there's no we've come up with our like humans' definition of when space starts, but it's like it moves. Like it's not like there's not like this like hard moment where you're like, and you are now in space and you are no longer on Earth. Can you guys hear that?
I'm so sorry. They're doing construction outside, and it's very rude.
It's so rude of them.
Going to space versus going to the quantum realm. Which would you choose?
I mean, space exists.
And you know that the quantum realm doesn't exist?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't get small enough that you enter another dimension. That would be really...
I mean... I don't know.
The stratosphere is a gray area, so to speak. Exactly, Richard Sim 7. It's really like...
So, we've been to space.
I mean, like, yeah, if you're in a plane 30,000 feet in the air, in a way you have.
Great.
And, like, some people say, like, space is where, like, there is no more, like, atmosphere, so you wouldn't in that definition.
Well, that's what I was saying.
It's just,
is it,
which
like,
definition are you using?
when you pass the ozone layer? Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Wow. We're asking the real questions over here.
I need
at the
Hank Green
Nightly.
on TikTok to let us know when space start.
Yeah, somebody please at Hank Green for me.
A very bad violin player or a dog whining? Okay, I'm sorry. It is a saw of some kind.
Yeah, sorry.
I would probably go to the quantum realm. If I'm choosing between space and the quantum realm, I don't know.
I feel like space is safer.
Yeah, but if I'm going to get into the quantum realm, you have to have a dope Ant-Man suit on.
So you just want the suit?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I want to be Ant-Man. That seems really fun. To, like, get really small and, like, run around places.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I could, like, sneak into the Pentagon and, like, know secrets and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
U.S. military, I don't actually care. So don't put me on a list or anything.
Please don't come knocking on my door.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I don't want to know the secrets. Just...
Yeah.
I really don't care enough.
We're happy.
I hope the people at the CIA are doing a good job. I don't need to know what they're doing. I really don't care.
Yeah.
Which is bad, I know, but I don't.
Honestly, I feel like most of it I don't have the capacity to understand anyways, so...
If any conspiracy is real, I don't want to know. Genuinely, I have zero interest. If lizard people are real, don't care. It changes my life, literally none. I just want people to be happy and healthy and taken care of. Like, I just want healthcare for everybody. That's really what I care about. If aliens are real, I would like to know that. That would be really cool just for the science of it. Most other conspiracies, I'm like, even if it's true, don't really care. I don't really care who killed JFK. It was a long time ago. At this point, it doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
I don't...
Sorry.
Yeah, and if you've, like, devoted your life to finding that out, I'm sorry. I'm sure it matters to you in a great deal. I don't care.
Yeah. You heard it here, folks. We don't care.
Space is a simulation. Kushal, all of life is a simulation. That's the only way that a guy like me ends up with a woman like this. Let's be honest. If this was a real, like, world... Come on.
Right.
She'd be batting in her own league and not down here in the minors.
What the...
Down here in the college baseball league.
You give me way too much credit.
Because you're amazing. Alright, y'all. Let's move on. We've talked about this. Bezos is going to space. Claroos doesn't want him to come back because she's a bad person.
I was kidding.
But we're going to move on to the weekend box office. Here, we like to talk about the numbers that the movies are doing. And it was another, pretty good weekend at the box office. Mm-hmm. The top 3 movies collectively added up to almost $50 million. To almost $60 million, rather.
Okay.
Which is pretty wonderful. The number 1 movie of the weekend, unsurprisingly, was the opening weekend of The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. The Conjuring franchise, 7 films, have grossed over $1.7 billion worldwide in 7 films, which is really fantastic for a horror franchise. So much so that it is actually the highest grossing horror franchise of all time.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, the Conjuring movies do really well. And, I think that what they do... We haven't seen the new one, obviously. Well, not obviously, but we just haven't. But what I think the Conjuring movies do really well is cast really... they cast actors.
Yeah.
They cast, really, really talented actors to take the material seriously.
Uh-huh.
And I really appreciate that because I feel like the setups and they've got jump scares and all that stuff, but the movies actually are really well done.
Like having like real people and like 3-dimensional characters, like you can only take like slapsticky or like just like base horror so far.
Mm-hmm.
People would rather have a thing to invest in.
100%.
I strongly believe that.
I think the Conjuring movies, other than The Nun, I didn't like The Nun, but every other Conjuring movie, in my opinion, of the 6 I've seen, 5 are great. So that's a really solid franchise in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you're 5 for 6, and even The Nun's not terrible, I just didn't really care for it. 5 for 6 being like, these are all really good movies. That's impressive.
Yeah.
The Conjuring Part 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, did bring in $24 million over the weekend, coming in lower than last week's A Quiet Place opening for Part 2, but higher than last week's Cruella opening. A Quiet Place Part 2 did drop to number 2. It dropped 59%, which is a pretty big drop-off.
Yeah.
However, it is a horror film. There was a new horror film in theaters this weekend, so it and The Conjuring are direct competition.
Probably choosing between the two, yeah.
The Conjuring and Quiet Place made $60 million last weekend. So
yeah, so they're they're good.
They came in at $19.5 million for $88 million so far domestically. Cruella only dropped 47%. Not having the same sort of competition with Conjuring probably helped it there. It brought in $11 million. A new movie called Spirit Untamed, which I've never heard of, came in at number 4 with $6.2 million.
Okay.
And Raya the Last Dragon. Y'all, Raya the Last Dragon has been in theaters for 14 weeks.
Wow. Wait, really?
Yeah, for a little over 3 months. And it is still top 5 with $1.3 million. The movie has grossed $53.5 million so far domestically. That is not including those premiere numbers on Disney Plus. So Raya the Last Dragon kind of just sticking in there.
Well, and if you look at the movies that have come out recently, that's like the best kids movie that you could take your family to right now. We've had some horror stuff. Cruella, I don't know if it is really for kids.
I wouldn't take kids to it,
Yeah, like I wouldn't take like young kids to it or anything like that. Like I can't think of another like purely kids movie that's come out in the last couple weeks.
Nope, you're absolutely right.
That makes sense to me. It's, an air-conditioned theaters, when it's hot outside, you take your kids for a couple hours of, like, hopefully relaxation, and, yeah.
Demon Slayer Mugen Train has crossed $47.5 million, which is good for that. That's in number 8 this weekend. But Godzilla vs. Kong I wanted to talk about, because Godzilla vs. Kong is still in theaters. It's been in theaters for 10 weeks. And it has up till now it only grossed $463,000 this weekend, but it did gross $99,100,000 so far. So Godzilla vs. Kong will cross the $100 million mark domestically. That'll probably happen in 2 to 3 weeks. But I imagine that those producers are going to keep that movie in theaters until that happens.
Yeah, they're going to want to hit that mark because it looks good.
And there are screens available. There's not a lot of movies coming out, so there is room for it to stick around.
Yeah, like why pull it?
In 15th place this weekend, up from 20th place last weekend, weirdly.
That's true.
The Croods, still in the box office, 28 weeks in. Y'all, we are 28 weeks into The Croods 2, A New Age. It made $50,000 this weekend.
When do you think the last time was where a movie was that long in theaters?
28 weeks?
Yeah, like more than half a year.
I mean, it used to be really common, right?
Sure. But I'm saying, like, when was the last time? Like, if you go back 50 or, like, however many years ago, things are so different. But... That's
actually a really interesting question. I haven't really thought about it. Let's talk about the numbers and we'll get into that.
Yeah, sure.
The Croods made $50,000 this weekend, which was a 13% drop from last weekend, putting it at $58.38 million. Now, according to the numbers, The Croods has already beaten Tenet, which is the thing that we want to happen for some reason that we came up with like 8 months ago and we can't remember.
We needed hope in the middle of quarantine, that's all.
But, and this is interesting, according to Box Office Mojo, it is now only $75,000 behind Tenet.
Oh yeah, it's gonna pass.
So it needs to stay in theaters for like 2 more weeks. Yeah. We just need The Croods to continue to be in because it's currently playing in 889 theaters. So we just need it to continue to play in 500 plus theaters for 2 more weeks, and I think that it can pass Tenet.
Oh yeah, we're good.
If y'all could go see Croods in theaters this weekend, that would be really helpful to us.
Yes, please.
If theaters were open, we would go see it. Just
honestly,
to
yeah.
bump those numbers.
Here's the thing, like, if it goes on Amazon, we have to do a watch party.
Oh, we will absolutely do a watch party.
Like, we have to. Like, this has been such a big part of the morning show for some reason.
I don't remember how it started.
Me neither.
I think, it's just a weird fascination that we've had for half a year.
We're gonna have to go back and watch our old episodes and be like, when did this start?
Yeah, it wasn't, because it wasn't when it came out, too. It was like when it was already in week like 6 or something. We were like, this is weird. This Crudes movie just keeps making money.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk international box office really quick here.
For sure. Hello, Willow.
Hey, Willow. Conjuring led the global weekend, not surprising. It made another $33 million internationally. So its global cume so far is $57.1 million. But it wasn't the number one international movie this weekend. That goes once again to our... no, that is the biggest there. But the biggest in China this weekend goes once again to Fast 9. Fast 9 has managed to cross $200 million internationally before even releasing in the United States. It's grossed across $250 million. It's at $256 million internationally before opening in the United States, which is absolutely massive. The movie did not receive the best reviews thus far by American critics, and so I'm curious to see how it does in America, because Fast movies typically do better overseas in the last few installments than they do domestically. But to start with $256 million before even opening here is absolutely massive.
Yeah.
And Fast 9, I feel like will be the first like really big tentpole to come out once theaters are mostly open.
Yeah.
Because it does beat Black Widow by 2 weeks.
Right. Right.
So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. The Quiet Place Part 2 is sitting at a nice $140 million worldwide thus far. That is ahead of the first A Quiet Place.
Is it already?
Yeah.
In the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah, it's A Quiet Place Part 2 is running 15% ahead of the original movie thus far.
Wow. So Part 3.
Well, and it's interesting, right? We were going to talk about this obviously because it was news, but there is going to be a Quiet Place spin-off movie in 2023 that they've announced.
Nice.
So there will be a third movie in the franchise. I don't know if that's going to be a direct sequel.
Like,
I don't know if Emily Blunt is going to return for that.
Same world, maybe different characters.
Different place, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Or maybe like a prequel that like shows more of like the downfall. Obviously, the Quiet Place movies take place once society's kind of already collapsed.
Yeah.
A movie that like follows the early days of that closer might be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
And Cruella also at the international box office did not see a huge drop. Only 7% drop from last weekend. And so the Amazon Star has made $87.1 million thus far. So it's not doing too bad internationally. It's definitely going to make it $100 million. But it kind of brings us directly into our next story.
Before you do that, Rebel did look up the movie that has been in theater the longest, which is E.T. So obviously that is much longer than the Crudes, but that is apparently the film that's been in theaters the longest.
In modern times.
Yeah.
I think that's in the post box office, the post blockbuster era.
Oh,
because the way that movies used to run was different. Back in the day, a movie would like basically like go town to town, kind of.
Yeah.
And so movies would be in theaters for, like Gone with the Wind was in theaters for.
Yeah, because it's like it's more of like a rotation.
Yeah,
exactly.
But in the modern era, I'm not surprised that it's E.T. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting it might have been Avatar, but because Avatar was in theaters forever.
Really, was it?
Avatar was still making money. It came out December. It was still making money in like June and July. Yeah. Avatar just never went away, and it was still making 3D money, which was better.
That one I understand because like visually it's
a
very
phenomenon.
Impressive.
Like people who watch Avatar now and don't get why it made money in 2009 weren't there.
Yeah.
It was such a. I remember I was 17. I was like. I was a senior in high school, and like it was an event.
Yeah, I was 15, and my family was on. We had a family trip to Disney that December, and we were in California, and I remember watching that movie in a theater, and like people at the end, like, getting up and clapping, and it was the first time I'd ever really, well, actually, some of the Harry Potter movies, I think people did that, but, like, other than that, like, people loved it, and I was like, oh, wow, and I was impressed, you know?
Yeah. I was a team leader for Cineplex West Hills when that movie came out, and honestly, the fervor for that movie was unlike anything I had ever seen. Yeah. And we'd had some crazy movies come through while I worked there. I worked there for 3.5 years, but the people would walk out of the screenings of Avatar, take off the 3D glasses, and be like, when is the next screening? Like, they would literally come up to us and be like, can I just watch it again? And it was weird, like, because, you know, I don't think it's the greatest movie ever made. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is.
No.
I think there's a lot of popularity backlash around Avatar.
Yeah.
But there really was... I remember, like, just working in the movie theater for that was a nightmare. We were so busy. Yeah. We were so busy that we ran out of popcorn, we ran out of ice, like, we ran out of everything because we weren't used to having theaters that booked. But every screening was packed for weeks. All of January was, our bigger theaters where we were playing it were just packed every day. 10 a.m., full screening of Avatar.
That's wild.
It was just a different time, and people were blown away by it, and the 3D of it, and, like, it was a completely different thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get that.
I haven't seen a movie have that kind of reaction since. Like, I haven't, like, even, like, Avengers Endgame is so tied into a franchise, and there's no surprise of it. There was just build-up. Yeah. Avatar had no build-up. No one knew what it was. It was like the guy from Titanic made a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it was weird. But it was fun. Like, being a part of it was really fun, and, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
But our next story, coming out of that box office, Cruella 2, already in development.
Yeah, surprised.
I am as well. The reviews were mixed. Yeah. And it wasn't the highest earner, but, we don't see what the Disney Plus numbers are. So a lot of people might have bought this movie in premiere.
That's true.
And so the team's coming back. Emma Stone will be starring in the movie. And they're going right into Cruella 2, which I think, honestly, is really smart. Maleficent 2 did really well.
Even though it's horrible.
I don't remember it.
It's so bad. Like, oh my god.
I watched it on a plane, and I don't remember it.
I watched that movie. I remember you were streaming, and I was like, I want to watch a movie. And I was like...
I remember this. Yeah. I do remember this.
Yeah. And I was like, I think maybe, like, I liked the first Maleficent movie a lot, so I'm going to watch Maleficent 2. And I will be forever scarred thinking about all those woodland creatures being lured into a church and then being gassed to death.
Wait. Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah. It's a kid's movie. And what they do is the person starts playing the organ, and the organ, like, shoots this, like, fairy bomb powder, and when it hits the fairies, they become, like, inanimate objects again, like trees or flowers or whatever, and they die. They straight up die.
Wait, they don't come back at the end? They're not, like, saved by the magic?
No. They are dead. And
that is so bleak.
It's and they bar the doors to the church, so everyone's screaming and trying to get out of this building. And I was like, what am I watching? Like, I'm forever scarred by Maleficent 2. I'm sorry for the spoilers, but, like, yeah, don't do it.
I was so drunk and I watched it on a plane, and I remember nothing about it. I literally was, I had gotten into the Applebee's and at the airport, and I had some beverages.
I'm shocked.
I don't sleep on planes, so I like to be a little tipply. I like to be having a good time.
You know what? That is fair. Yeah. That is fair.
I like to be loose.
You are better off not remembering Maleficent 2. Like, truly, I wish I had not watched it. Because now when I think of Maleficent, that's all I can think about.
I liked the first movie.
Yeah, the first movie is great.
I really did. Like, I remember being like, when they were making a sequel, I was like, why? You kind of you put a bow on that one.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. It was great. It's not the most incredible movie, but I really liked what they did, and I liked the story and the actors, and then they just ruined it.
One podcast I listened to is the oh my god, Only Stupid Answers, which is hosted by DJ Woolridge and Roxy Stryer, who are both incredible. I love them a lot, and they were talking about Cruella on the podcast, and I was listening to their conversation because I was curious. And Roxy said that she didn't like it, or no, it wasn't for her, but she would be more excited for a sequel if it were to happen, than the movie that they watched, because she felt like she watched the setup for a good movie. But, like, the setup for a good movie stretched into 2.5 hours. And that makes me really curious about a sequel for this now, because she was like, it was a lot of, like, introducing everything. And now that it's all introduced, and this is the same way I felt about Jupiter's Legacy, which we're going to talk about next.
Yeah.
But it's like, they keep making the films and the series that are the backstory for the thing that we used to make movies about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's one of those, like, it's my problem that I had with The Witcher, actually, which I've talked about before. They had so much work to do to set up, and that's why I am so excited for season 2, even though season 1, honestly, I did not think was very strong from a storytelling perspective. I wonder if they went into the first Cruella movie thinking we're like 90% sure we're gonna do a sequel as long as it makes enough to justify it, and then then they just use the whole thing as setup.
That's right, Richardson 7, moist little ears. That's what the on Only Stupid Answers, that's what they call the people who listen. It's a joke from, like, the second episode, way back in the day, that's just stuck around. Sort of like our Crudes thing. It's like
Gotcha.
like...
Yeah. Okay, that's a choice.
Shove us in your moist little ears. I love that podcast quite a bit. Their take on Cruella was interesting, and we'll watch the movie eventually. But
I don't think we're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, we were like, and we did the same thing with Raya the Last Dragon. We didn't watch it opening weekend, and then we were like, you know what? Now we're gonna watch it because it's free on Disney Plus now.
Yeah.
As of this past Friday, and I was like, you know, if I could have seen Raya the Last Dragon in theaters,
I would have paid.
I would have paid. But, like, I don't know. There's something there. It's really tough to get me to pay for something at home.
Yeah, we just don't have a good enough TV.
It's not worth it.
We have a perfectly average, functioning, pretty decent TV. So, but we don't have a sound bar. To
pay $30 to watch a movie with Wi-Fi quality just doesn't seem worth it.
Yeah.
Unless the movie's really great.
I will pay to see it in theaters, or if it's an incredible movie, then I will pay to watch it at home.
Yeah, like Godzilla vs. Kong, we were like, we can't miss it.
Yeah.
You know, but Cruella, we'll watch it in 3 months when it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I know. Maybe we'll add you know our thoughts then, but yeah. Until then,
Richard Sim decided to come by for the morning show instead of watch Cruella.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Richard Sim 7. Let's talk about the other thing that we were just talking about. Jupiter's Legacy has been canceled by Netflix after only a single season.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I am. Netflix very rarely cancels things after one season. Most Netflix shows get 2. The majority, like, if you actually go look at Netflix typically makes 2 Netflix a lot of times shoots 2 seasons of their shows from the get.
Yes, however, I'm sure that Jupiter's Legacy is a expensive show.
That is definitely something I want to talk about, yeah.
Right, okay, yeah. That's the first thing that comes to mind is it's superheroes and probably crowds of people. It's an expensive show to make. So...
The cast reaction has been very disappointed.
I'm sure.
Josh Duhamel put out a Instagram post about how he was dumped by Netflix, and so he's going to have a sexy Santa summer. He posted a photo of him in that white wig, and I was like, God, Josh Duhamel...
That's amazing.
You are better than the projects you've done, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He's had a rough road of, like, being in things that he is better than. Jupiter's Legacy is one of them.
Yeah, like we, if you want to see our full thoughts, we do have a spoiler chat
and a non-spoiler chat.
And a non-spoiler chat if you're thinking about watching it. But it's just not good. They really missed the mark with this show, and so I am not surprised.
I don't want to say that, because there's a lot about it that is good. There is...
Half of it.
The way that it is tied together doesn't work. But, like, the individual pieces, a lot of them are really solid. The costuming is incredible. The actual cinematography of it, like, it is shot beautifully. It's a really good-looking show.
Yeah, it looks good.
The sound design's fantastic. A lot of the actors are, like, really doing great work. I love Leslie Bibb. I love Josh Duhamel. I love, frickin' Anakin from the Clone Wars. Damn it.
I'm not sure.
I'm blanking on his name so hard right now, and I'm so embarrassed. But he was great.
I just, like...
As George.
The characters suck. The writing is bad. And the story doesn't make sense. And the most interesting part about it is the flashback stuff.
Yeah.
So you're not invested in the present day or the present characters in the slightest.
Well, and part of the problem is, Rand and Kate's brought up that it's a comic book series that is now you can buy it in trades in a graphic novel format.
Yeah.
But they changed a lot. The character of Paragon in the television show is he is like a wannabe hero trying to follow his dad, but in the book he's not. And it's like that changing that character is such a huge fundamental change in how the series functions that it's really weird. I know Richardson 7. I'm talking about the voice actor from Clone Wars who voiced Anakin.
Not Hayden Christensen. He's not in Jupiter's
And
Legacy.
I should know his name because I know his name.
It's
I've met him at Comic-Con.
Give it an hour and it'll come to you.
I know, but it's like it's really embarrassing. That one should just come to me, and it's not right now.
Shin says it cost $200 million.
Okay, it didn't look as good as it should have. I'm sorry, they spent.
Some of the effects are not good. As much
No,
as
there's no way it cost $80 million. There's no way. You're telling me they spent $25 million an episode?
Well, let me find out. Hey, Google.
Matt Lanter, thank you so much. Oh my god, I
how
love him
much
so much,
did
and I couldn't remember his name.
Jupiter's Legacy-
There's no way.
How much did Jupiter's Legacy cost? $200 million budget. Oh yeah, there's a Forbes.com, which. Oh god, it earned pans and discussions about poor production values and cheap wigs, even with a $200 million budget. Was yet another case of trying to make money by being the next Harry Potter, is what Forbes said.
Y'all.
Yep.
That show, that Netflix,
Yeah,
we need to have a conversation about.
They spent almost as much as like Disney's like WandaVision.
Oh my god, I thought they had like $8 million an episode. I didn't know they had $25 million an episode.
That is a
Netflix,
big
what are
oof.
you... How do you not have a wig person on set?
That was a big oof. If you have not seen the wig, like Google Jupiter's Legacy wigs. It's not a spoiler, but like...
Josh Duhamel sometimes looks like he put his wig on himself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not joking. Like, it looks like a Party City wig that he put on himself sometimes.
Yeah. I ordered this on Amazon. It cost me $20. Like...
$200 million is nuts.
Yeah, I did not know that.
No wonder they're not getting a season 2.
No, you blew. Yeah, the Netflix, you fudged up.
This show, and here's the thing: the show would have done really well 3 years ago, but because it came out literally at the same time as Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where Disney is like, look at how to spend money, and Netflix is like, we also spent a lot of money too.
Yeah, no, you don't have a strong enough story. I don't. Look, I think it would have done a little bit better a few years ago, but the story, like I said, the characters in it, like you don't like them and you don't care. And when you don't care, oh my god, there's a hair. Sorry. Don't mind me. When you don't care about the people that you're supposed to be invested in, nothing matters.
100%. No, I agree with that.
Like,
I just can't, I can't fathom where that money went.
I have no idea.
I guess
maybe
just
the costumes?
special effects?
But here's the thing. Some of the special effects looked bad. Like, not good.
Yeah, but there were a lot of them.
Yes.
I'm really baffled. I thought it was going to be like an $80 million show. Like $10 million an episode. Because $10 million is what they spend on like an episode of Game of Thrones. And I would say in terms of like visual quality, I would put it on par with like a Game of Thrones.
Some of the effects looked worse.
Some of the effects look better though.
Better?
There's some bad effects in some Game of Thrones episodes.
Really?
Yeah, there's like really good episodes for effects, and then there's like the Game of Thrones was a show where you would have like a 10-episode season, and episodes 2, 4, 5, 8, 9, and 10 would have great special effects, and every other episode in that one would be like, we did them.
Okay.
We technically finished the effects. This show kind of had that same thing where it's like, this effect looked really like we put a lot of time into this one. This one, we it's in the show. We put a little effect. There's some there.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not surprised it's canceled at all.
No, if it was $200 million,
yeah.
They're not going to spend $200 million twice.
No, on
for something that did not get good reviews.
No, people don't like it. Except that one person
I'm
we
so
watched
baffled.
who was like, I like this because I like old movies. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
what?
If you like classic cinema, you'll like Jupiter Ascending or Jupiter's Legacy. And I was like, because there's flashbacks? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it was very weird.
Because
like
part of it takes place in the 20s? Like, I've got better period pieces for you. Go watch The Great Gatsby. Not the Baz Luhrmann one. The one starring Paul Rudd.
What?
Yep. There is a 90s film where Paul Rudd stars in The Great Gatsby. And you know what? He looks exactly the same age as he does now. It's wild.
I'm not surprised, yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, that is most of the news for today. We have some casting news before we wrap up. But before we do that, it is time for everyone's favorite segment.
No.
Claroos makes up the news. While you try and think of that, Hero Wing brought up that they watched Army of Dead and felt that way. I didn't really care for anyone. Yes.
Yep. I agree.
Those characters were flat. What news are you making up today, Claroos?
It was rough. Well, in other sequel news.
Oh, a sequel?
Yeah,
you know I love a sequel.
You know, like Cruella got greenlit, but you know the Jupiter's Legacy did not.
Mm-hmm.
So you know we've got more. What's the word?
News?
No, the word I just said.
Sequel?
Sequel news. That's the word that is commonly used to refer to the next of something.
Are you okay?
I'm stalling.
Did you just have a stroke? Like
No. We are getting a sequel to something that is very well known, that y'all are gonna be very surprised that we're getting a sequel to.
Yeah, what is it?
We're getting a sequel to the movie The Room. I know, but the billboards have gone up, so you know what's happening, okay?
Is Tommy Wiseau's phone number on the billboards again?
Yeah, he's got a Google phone number this time, though. So
Google
he's
phone number.
being smarter about it.
I love the idea that you think Tommy Wiseau knows how to use a computer. There's no way.
No, it's true. He was like, yeah, well, I gave my real phone number last time. I'm going to use Google phone for this time because it's just, I don't want my real number being put out. So, you know, smarter choices. But it is only going to be shown in very select basements that he owns. So
give us a little bit of the premise of the movie.
Miller already guessed the name. It's called The Rooms.
The Rooms, okay.
Yeah, The Rooms. And it's about many rooms.
Okay, but like, so going off of where the last movie ended, does this movie pick up? Where does this movie pick up? Is it like right away?
No, it's like 7 years later.
7 years later. Oh yeah. And all the characters are back?
No. Just Tommy Wiseau's character.
Just Johnny.
Yeah, just Johnny. Johnny is like, you know what? I've made some poor life decisions, and he goes to Vegas. And he's driving down the road with his girlfriend, and she leans over to give him a blowjob, and he crashes into a military vehicle.
Fuck off! No! I hate you so much.
No, it's true. The military. For those of you who I feel like
that got me so good. I was like, what? Vegas?
Yeah, Vegas. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So Johnny is the cause of the zombie apocalypse.
Which makes sense for those of you who have seen the end of The Room and you know how that movie ends.
Exactly.
How does that movie end?
You know?
You know what? Why don't you describe the final scene of The Room to us?
The Room?
Yeah, please.
I did not hit her. Oh, hi, Mark. That's The Room. And so The Rooms is going to be actually what everybody wanted Army of the Dead to be, which is the Vegas takeover, the zombie takeover.
Oh my god.
With starring Tommy Wiseau.
Oh.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh. Yeah.
That was special.
You're welcome.
Claroos made up the news, and I'm so proud of her because that was that was something.
I mean, his character definitely seems like the person who would start the zombie apocalypse with a blowjob, so I thought it was appropriate.
Yep.
Full disclosure, I have never seen The Room.
No, she has not.
So that one was tough for me. I appreciated the helping hand.
You're welcome. Wow, we're gonna move on because I don't even know. I don't know how to like discuss what we just did without spoiling The Room for you, and I need you to see The Room.
Yeah, we should
because it is one of the greatest films ever made.
That's the movie we should do a watch along for.
You can't.
It's not on Amazon.
No, it's not anywhere. You can like buy the movie from him, and he'll mail it to you.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
No.
I own a copy of The Room though. Like we can watch The Room whenever we want.
Okay.
Of course I own The Room.
I don't know.
Of course I own the... guys, look at me. I'm wearing a Jurassic Park t-shirt on my morning news show, on my nerdy movie news show on the internet.
Yeah.
I own a copy of The Room.
Yeah, unfortunately...
I watched it many times.
Unfortunately, I don't know if that news segment was short enough for TikTok, but we'll try.
I mean, we're clipping that out for sure. Putting that up on YouTube as its own. Come join our new YouTube channel, Nightly Morning Show Clips, where we break the Nightly Morning Show into clips.
Hey, more content.
All right, shall we get into our final news stories of the day?
Yes.
This one I just lumped into one thing at the bottom because into one little lower third, casting news. Because I don't want to change it every time.
I know, there's so many.
And we don't have a lot of opinions. We just want to say most of these are really great. So we're going to start with Issa Rae has been cast as Jessica Drew. Do you know who that is?
No.
Spider-Woman. In Into the Spider-Verse 2, she's going to be joining the cast of Spider-People in that movie, joining the cast of Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir. You have... Oh my god, am I going to be able to remember them all? I'm not. Oscar Isaac is joining the film as the Spider-Man from the future, Spider-Man 2099.
Gotcha.
And I'm not even going to try. Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, is coming to this. I'm really excited for Issa Rae to do this. I think she's really funny. I think she's really talented. She's a great writer, great performer. She does it all. And honestly, I'm just excited for Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, to be in this. I think the character is fantastic. The storyline where she was being a pregnant superhero that was in the comics recently was a really fantastic run. I wish I could pull the writer and the artist off the top of my head. I can't. But it was really great. It was so well written.
Yeah.
And it was really a fascinating look at what kind of sacrifices superheroes have to make, especially when they're women. And it was a really great metaphor for women in the workplace. Uh-huh. And I really love Jessica Drew as a character. I think Spider-Woman's really fascinating, and I think Issa Rae can bring something to this.
Yeah.
I also think making Jessica Drew a black woman will be a very interesting take on that character. Mm-hmm. And I think that they're... I love this take. I love Issa Rae. I want to see her in more things because I think that she brings a great perspective.
What has she been in for someone who's bad with names?
I don't think you've ever seen her in anything, so I don't think that you would know who she is.
Okay.
I'll show you a picture of her though, and we'll see if it jogs something for you.
If it rings a bell.
Oh, is there no photo of her in this article? There's not.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But she is she's the creator of the show Insecure on HBO. And she was in the comedy The Lovebirds with Kumail Nanjiani. I don't think you saw that. Or the romance The Photograph with Lakeith Stanfield. Nope. No. Yeah, no, I don't know. Insecure on HBO is fantastic. So definitely watch it. Yeah, it's John. Yeah, okay. It's John Mulaney, Nicolas Cage. The guy from New Girl who voices Peter Parker. What is his name? I don't even know his name.
The main guy?
Yeah, no. Yeah, the guy from New Girl who voices Peter Parker.
Oh. No, I haven't really watched New Girl.
Chris Pine voices the first Peter Parker. I can't remember who voices Penny Parker. John Mulaney voices Spider Pam. And then I can't remember the name of the actor who voices Miles. I knew it, but I when we are actually doing the show, I can't remember anything.
I know.
It's like the lights turn on and then my ability to do trivia goes away. There is other casting news though. Let's definitely get into it because Donnie Yen Easily my favorite part of Star Wars Rogue One. That character in Rogue One, I'm one with the Force is with me.
Oh, gotcha.
Donnie Yen, incredible martial artist, incredible actor. Donnie Yen, like, all around amazing dude, right? Joining John Wick 4 with Keanu Reeves to be an ally of John Wick. And this is maybe the most exciting action news I've ever heard. I want to watch Keanu Reeves and Donnie Yen fight each other or other... I want them to fight other people together, mostly, because I don't know who I would root for between the two of them.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Like, they're both... I love them both. But, God, Donnie Yen and Keanu Reeves in an action sequence together is all I want now. That's all. I'm like, I woke up this morning, I was like, I really want that action sequence.
Yeah. I think that they're gonna have a lot of fun with that one. That's gonna be very exciting.
Oh, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
The John Wick series is so good, y'all. Those movies... I have a deep, ridiculous love for Keanu Reeves. I am so infatuated with that man.
He's a gem.
He's such a good person.
Yeah.
And I just adore him. And I love those John Wick movies so much. And the fact that they're bringing in Donnie Yen for this is, I mean, fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just fan-frickin-tastic, and I'm so happy for it.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
We'll have to watch all the John Wick movies before
You've never seen a John Wick movie? Oh, God, you're in for a treat. They're really good.
I love Keanu Reeves, though. He's
Yeah.
great. I kind of know-ish the story, kind of, because it's a very popular movie, but, we'll do a ranks video of those, too.
And the last casting news I want to talk about is, this one's just a rumor. This one's something that is, like, their behind-the-scenes deals are being worked on, but Creed 3 is coming, and Creed 3 needs a villain. You gotta have someone for Creed to fight, right? And apparently... Michael B. Jordan and the studio both want Jonathan Majors, who recently found acclaim because of his participation in the Lovecraft Country show.
Oh, yeah.
That I've seen most of. I haven't finished it yet. But, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Back that money truck up. I'm not joking. Jonathan Majors is about to be one of the hottest people in Hollywood.
Okay.
He is going, like, I was watching Lovecraft Country, and I was like, damn, this man is electric. I think we talked about it on Morning Show at some point.
We did, yeah.
Like, Jonathan Majors, to me, has so much screen presence. He's about to be Kang the Conqueror in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, I think that's why we
4.
talked about him.
Yeah. And I'm not surprised. If I was any movie franchise right now, he would be the number one pick for me for anything. Because he's so hot. He is jacked and buff and good. He's just like such a good looking man. Mm-hmm. He is so talented. Like, he radiates on screen. Mm-hmm. It's something to watch. He is, and like, it was a TV show where, it's like this weird TV show where they're fighting Lovecraft villains and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he just brings it to every scene. He's so good. You're about to see him in literally everything. And I'm not surprised that he's Kang. I'm not surprised Creed wants him. I'm not going to be surprised when people start talking about him for Jon Stewart Green Lantern. Like, all of those characters that people are always looking for, like, the next big black star to play.
Yeah.
All of those roles that people wish Idris Elba would play, but Idris Elba has kind of aged out of.
Right.
All of those conversations...
So, you're saying he's the next James Bond?
I think he's American, so no.
Fair enough.
They won't cast a non-UKer as James Bond.
Fine,
but if they did cast Jonathan Majors as James Bond, yeah. There's... Okay. I just think he could do anything.
I kind of now just want to watch that show to see him. I'm so curious.
Yeah, I just think he's incredible. I really do. I don't know. Yeah, I know I'm just like sitting here saying nice things about him, and like I've seen him in one show, but
it's nice when someone really makes that much of an impact.
You know what it reminded me of? I remember watching Dazed and Confused for the first time before I knew who Matthew McConaughey was. Mm-hmm. His performance in Lovecraft Country gave me the same kind of movie star vibes that Matthew McConaughey has in Dazed and Confused.
Okay.
Like that. They have a similar, like, you just immediately love them.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. There's a lot of love for John Wick in the chat here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well deserved. John Wick is amazing.
I'm not surprised.
John Wick 2's New York City geography cracks me up. You can't do New York City geography in any movie.
Yeah, we'll be watching a movie and David is like, that is 20 blocks away from that. Like...
We were watching Fast 8? Is that the one? Yeah. Fate of the Furious. There's a part where like very obviously Vin Diesel is leaving Times Square headed south, and then suddenly he's entering Fifth Avenue from the east side, and you're like, wait, what? Do you know the weird path that you would have to go to get over there? Like, why did Vin? Yeah, why?
I mean, I wouldn't know, but anyone who lives in New York is like, wait a
there's
second.
a really great scene in Men in Black 3 where they drive through Times Square, and you can see them drive through Times Square in the in the windows of the car, and then they get out of the car and they're back at the top of Times Square. They go into a place, they do the thing, they leave, they get back in the car, they drive through Times Square again, and then they drive south through Times Square again, and then when they get out of the car, they're like in like the Upper West Side. And it is like within like 6 minutes, the most baffling where in New York City are you for someone who knows the city really well.
Right.
Because it's like I don't, what just happened? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, when you know New York really well, sometimes a lot of movies are hard to watch.
Yeah.
Especially movies that say they're in New York, but they're clearly Los Angeles, and you're like, that's not.
You're like, no.
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 I'm sorry, no. Y'all, that's our show.
Yay!
This was a good show. You know what? I was having a rough morning, and then I feel like we had a good show. This one was fun. I'm so grateful to everyone who came.
For being here.
Yeah. Y'all, we're streamers. We stream over on Twitch. I'm over at twitch.tv/nerdynightly. I will be live Wednesday, maybe Thursday, but definitely Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And you are also a streamer.
Yeah, I'm streaming later today, so come hang out with me over on Twitch in a few hours, and then tomorrow is my 2-year stream anniversary.
Oh, that's right. It is the big 2-0.
Tomorrow.
You are 20 years old. She can almost drink in the States, y'all.
No, what the hell?
Wait, what?
No.
No, 2 years on Twitch. 2 years on Twitch.
They were asking me how old I was on the set yesterday, because one of the photographer was like, I heard you say you're married. Like, how old are you? And I was like, 26. And he's like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. And I was like, wait, what?
Well, because you look like if you were like, I'm 15, like, there are people that would be buy it. Yeah, 100%.
No.
You look very young sometimes. Sometimes you do.
Okay, sure.
Especially, like, today. Like, when you do, like, these, like, pigtails.
What?
Yeah.
My boxer braids? No.
Yeah, it makes you look younger.
Does it? Okay, well, whatever. Anyways, tomorrow, my 2-year stream anniversary over on Twitch. We're going to be streaming all day. We're starting with 8 hours, but with the potential to go longer. We're going to play some community games. We're going to do some Mario Kart with you guys, which I'm so excited about.
Oh, I need to get that set up.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. Yeah.
She plays Mario Kart with the gyro controls.
Yeah.
She's a monster.
As it was intended. As God intended it to be.
How did I marry you? Y'all, yeah, make sure you check out the stream anniversary. What are you playing later today?
Today we're going to be playing Subnautica because we finished our Pokemon Nuzlocke. We finished our Pokemon Nuzlocke, and so, yeah, we're going to be playing some Subnautica a few times this week. I really want to power through that game because I'm really enjoying it, and then next week we will come back also to Witcher Wednesdays, just because I haven't been streaming Wednesdays lately. That's been kind of put in the box, but I just want to make it very clear that Witcher is coming back. I'm loving the game. We're not going anywhere.
Cool.
It's wild that you guys say that, because I remember I was working at, like, Speciale, and I was 21. And the guy was like, how old are you? And I was like, I don't know, how old do you think I am? He's like, oh, I don't know, like, 30?
Yeah, but that's positional.
Okay.
Because you were working, people think that you're older.
I guess.
Yeah, if you're working in a restaurant, people assume that you're older.
I don't know, it was weird. I was like,
you probably
30?
also looked miserable, and, like, when you're happier, you look younger.
All right, that's fair.
It's true. When
I
you
guess
smile,
that's why
you
I
look
so
younger.
young right now, because I'm so happy. You don't look a day over 23.
How many 23-year-olds do you know who have a beard this sexy?
Fair point.
I have a man's facial hair. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. 23-year-old is an adult.
Eh.
I'm saying you look.
I remember myself at 23. I wasn't an adult yet.
Honestly, same.
Yeah.
Even
the
like
fact that
2
they let me
years
have
ago.
alcohol at 23 was really just, it led to a lot of bad life decisions.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. That's the show for today. Yeah, go like our YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Or dislike this one. Leave comments down below.
Or like our TikTok.
Like this video if you're watching it. That'd be nice. Interact with our content so that more people see it and we can continue to make money off of it. So.
Yeah. We love you guys.
Smash that like button.
We're YouTubers now.
All right, as always, y'all, my name's Nerdy.